Hi and welcome to part 4B of my roof install. In this part we're going to look at the A and C pillars. The 4 pictures you've seen here are the 2 A pillars and the 2 C pillars in their finished form. I will now show you how we got to this finished article. As you can see here, I'm welding the passenger side C pillar. To let you know how I got to this stage, as you can see in this photo is the cut off the roof. I need a backing plate on here. My welding skills aren't fabulous. They're okay and structurally it'll be fine. So I've just welded a piece of metal on the back and then drilled through and spot welded it. The skin then goes on top, and as you can see in the welding there is a gap in there. I've chosen to do this, and basically I've just done a number of I'd call them sort of spot welds, just to build up the metal in this area until the C pillar is welded to the roof skin. This part here that you can see, I've just zoomed in on the video just so that you can get a better view of what I'm actually doing in the welding. And as you can see here, this is the finished part of sort of the first part of the welding. I've then cleaned it up and put some zinc spray on it, and this is me the following day carrying on with the welding. So most of the work that you can see here is just some of the welding, some of the intermediate steps. So this one here is some welding, it's been ground down and it's had a few spots put on top of it. This one here has been zinc coated, and then I've come back and welded over the top of it. A lot of the photos you see here don't tell the full story, but I've tried to take as many photos as possible just to show you some of the steps. All the basics are in there. Should be nice and easy to follow when you're doing it. Any questions, let me know. After the welding was complete, it was ground down to an acceptable level so as to maintain strength. Then a light covering of bog or body filler was put on and then sanded down to the best shape possible, and then finally painted. It's not the finished article. You can still see imperfections, but the initial stages are just to get the certification done. At some stage the roof will be stripped and repainted. And now we're going to look at how I put the A-pillar on. As you can see here, originally from manufacturing by BMW, it was brazed. This is the same for the C-pillar as well, it was brazed. So the first part is to separate the roof skin, so I've just cut through the brazing and tidied it up. It's quite a hard process. As you can see here, I've accidentally slightly gone through the pillar here. It's not a problem. That gets re-welded up, so I've cleaned it up. And after this, there's a gap, and I've just basically, same as the C-pillar, just lots of little spot welds to build up to a stage where I've got sufficient welding across the A-pillar. So this is an important part of the process is the spot welding. As you can see in the previous video for the C-pillar and the photos you can see here, it's just spot weld on top of spot weld on top of spot weld. The reasoning behind this is that if it's a continuous weld, there's just too much heat in the A-pillar or C-pillar, and the metal will melt. If you're melting metal, it starts causing all sorts of other issues, let alone you're actually making it a lot weaker. So you might ask yourself the question, why not turn down the current of the welder? Unfortunately, you turn it down, you're not going to get the penetration you need. So hence the reason I've gone for high heat spot welds, and I'm happy with the structural integrity of what I've produced. With the spot welding, the end result really doesn't look pretty. Unfortunately, I didn't take photos after grinding down all the spot welds. It came up reasonably well, and yeah, look, as I said, I was happy with the end result once ground down. The A-pillar process is exactly the same as the C-pillar. Weld, grind it down, then put some body filler on, then sand that to the required shape. As you can see by this picture, this shows you there's very little body filler on here, which was my goal. And then you can see the finished process here in this picture. I'm really stoked with the limited amount of body filler that's been put on and the end result. that concludes the end of part 4B, A and C pillar welding and finishing. Please let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully this helps keep a few extra E30s on the road.